Getting all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here in the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers franchise here on Madden 25. And today's episode may be the biggest one of the entire series so far, mainly because we're only in season number 1, but because today we will find out what playoff seed we are going to have. And I do say what playoff seed we're going to have and not we're going to find out if we're going to make the playoffs, because I feel pretty confident we can at least make the playoffs. We have 10 wins currently. We lead the NFC South, and the two games in today's episode are against AFC or NFC South teams in the Saints and the Panthers. So winning even just one of these games, I feel like, is going to put us in the playoffs. Maybe not guarantee the division just yet, because I think the team that we play first is the Panthers, and the Saints are the team that is closer to us. So we might have to wait till the final week of the season to actually clinch the division. I could be wrong. We could clinch it with a victory against the Panthers. Who knows? But we would at least, I think, with 11 wins, clinch a playoff spot. Whether it's the division or not as well, I don't know. But it's going to be a big episode, because these two games will decide where we are going, if we're going anywhere, for the playoffs. And I say if we're going anywhere because if we are a top seed, then we host a playoff game. And if we are not a top seed, then we have to travel to whatever team is hosting. So hopefully we can get that top 4, because then obviously we get to host the wild card game. I'd love to be the number 1 seed, but that's already locked up because we lost to the Dallas Cowboys in the last episode. And that was really our last chance to get the number 1 seed. Even if we would have beaten them, I doubt that we would have been able to overtake them, because they would have had to take another loss in order for us to jump them. But we lost to them anyway, and we just weren't on their level. They were just simply too good for us. So they've locked up the number 1 seed, so they've got the bye week. They don't have to play in the wild card. They will be the number 1 seed in the NFC. So 2 through 7 is all still available for us. Well, really, 2 through 4 is still available for us, because I do not want to be a lower seed in the wild card game. I want to host a game in Raymond James. So if we can win the division and do that, then that'll be what happens. It's going to be a big episode. Obviously, we still don't have Rachaad White. He is done for this year and probably into next year as well with his, did he tear his ACL? He did something crazy to him a couple episodes ago, and he's done for a long time. So we signed Dalvin Cook in the last episode. He's backing up Bucky Irving, who is getting the starting job. And we will see if he can continue to play decent, because he played okay in the Charger game, and then he didn't really do anything in the Cowboy game, because nobody could run against the Cowboys. We couldn't really do anything against the Cowboys. It was pretty tough. It's going to be a big episode. I hope you guys go and enjoy. If you do, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's go see where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers finish in year number 1. So today's doubleheader, we take on the Carolina Panthers first at home, and then we take on the Saints in Week 18. But like I said in the intro, if we win this game, it could very well clinch the division for us, because the Saints are 8-7, the Panthers are 6-9, we're 10-5. If we beat the Panthers, that's our 11th win in the season. I guess it all depends on what the Saints do, because if they go to 9-7, then that game for sure has a chance to decide the division. Even if maybe it doesn't even, because even if we both win, if the Saints go to 9-7 and we go to 11-5, I think that still clinches us the division, because there's mathematically no way for us to lose enough games for them to pass us. So I don't even think it matters, the Week 18 game. All that matters really is this game against the Panthers, because if we win that game, then I'm pretty sure that clinches us the division and gets a playoff spot, and hopefully the number 2 seed in the playoffs. But Green Bay is right now 10-5 as well, so we're gonna hope that we're going to have to hope that they slip up a little bit. And this is the problem that I was talking about, the injury report. Oh, it's a pectoral for Rachaad White, not an ACL. Cade Otton finally will be back in the game against the Saints, the final game of the season. He's been injured on and off the entire first year. But Rachaad White, unfortunately, is done. We already have him on the IR, which allowed us to free up the spot to get Dalvin Cook on the team. And I miss him. He was leading the league in rushing yards this whole season. He was a phenomenal player, and now he's nowhere to be seen on the top rushing charts because he missed last week. He missed 2 weeks, actually, and he's just it's just sad because he was probably in line to win Offensive Player of the Year. That's how good of a season he was having. But now he's done. So it's very unfortunate. Negotiations, we already signed Greg Gaines in a recent episode, and I think that's the last guy that we are going to offer a contract to. Obviously, if Dalvin Cook plays great, then I might consider offering him another contract, but I doubt that. Chase Edmonds, we're not going to bring back, I don't think. Randy Gregory, I don't know. Tyquan Thornton, probably not. All these guys, basically, we can get younger replacements in the draft, I think, is the way that we need to go with it. There, obviously, we can't get everybody replaced. We could go in free agency and sign some other people. We don't have a ton of money. We got about $18 million in cap. I don't know what I want to do. I think I want to save that money until we actually get to free agency, but maybe we just go ahead and bring those guys back actually in free agency. It is time now to take on the Carolina Panthers. Baker Mayfield's played really, really well in this season. And mainly that's praising me because I've played really, really well, not making as many mistakes as I usually do, which has been nice. We are going to just wear the normal home uniforms. The Panthers will wear their normal away uniforms, and we will go take them on in what might be our final home game of the season. I don't remember if we went to New Orleans in the first game of the year or if they came to us. I don't remember. I guess we'll find out, but we are taking on the Panthers in Raymond James. This could decide the division. It is a soggy, miserable mess here in Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, as we take on the Carolina Panthers in Week 17. It is New Year. It is the new year because when I was loading into the game, it said Happy New Year. So it is. We have crossed over to the next calendar year of 2025, which is pretty cool. And Bryce Young's having a very okay season. He's got 3,200 yards, 26 touchdowns to 15 interceptions. I mean, if I was the real-life Panthers, I would take that in a heartbeat. But he's doing okay. Obviously, he's going to continue to get even better and better because he's going to progress really well in the game. And so in a couple of years, we are going to have to deal with a prime Bryce Young, and depending on what else they do with their roster and the cap room that they may or may not have, who knows. We might have to deal with a juggernaut, and yes, I said juggernaut, not juggernaut, of a Panthers team. And they're already starting with the first down to Adam Thielen. Last time we played the Panthers, they threw to Adam Thielen a lot, didn't they? He was like, what animation was that? He was like the one guy that they threw to the most, I think, out of everybody, which is weird because he's Adam Thielen, and he's very good, but, I mean, you got other people to throw to. They will hand it off, and that is going to be the rookie, I think, right, from Texas? Yeah, Jonathan Brooks out of Texas. Obviously, I think he's done for the year in real life. But he is here healthy in the game, and he is getting 2 yards on his first attempt. We got to get some pressure. That's one thing that we don't do consistently enough is get some pressure on quarterbacks, and that is going to be Jamel Dean not playing tight on Xavier Legette, excuse me. But if he played a little tighter, that's probably called for pass interference because we get there too early, quote-unquote, even though we don't get there too early. And our defense, pass defense, is getting shredded here by Bryce Young. Is that Deontay Johnson? I think it might be. We're getting a little bit cooked on our first drive of the game. And the Chiefs actually lost to the Steelers, which is absolute insanity this late into the year. Quick throw, Deontay Johnson across the middle, gets brought down immediately. Come on, boys. We need to get pressure in Bryce Young's face to force a mistake. If he's not making mistakes, he's going to light us up. So we got to get pressure. Trayvon Walker needs to get to the quarterback. Somebody needs to get to go. Maybe Vita Vea, and that's wide open. It's the tight end. There's a boomstick, but he doesn't go down. He eats the hit stick and stays on his feet. Is that Ian Thomas? I'm not sure who their tight end is anymore. First and goal from the 5. Bryce Young is destroying me through the air. Shoinka brings him down, but not before he gets across the line, and it's a quick Panther touchdown. Oh, it's Molly Cox. That's who their tight end is. Okay. Carolina goes down the field immediately, first drive of the game, and without any sort of trouble or resistance at all, they score on their first drive. That's a little concerning. Our pass defense got shredded by Bryce Young. I'm slightly concerned now about our defense. Here comes Baker Mayfield. We know what he's been doing this year. And fun fact, Mike Evans is about less than 60 yards away from 1,000 yards. So that would be awesome to achieve a 1,000-yard receiver in Mike Evans, because at the beginning of the year, we kind of... Vita Vea broke his ribs. You got to be kidding me. We have been hit by the injury bug pretty heavily this year. And with very significant injuries, too. But there goes a big-time piece to our defense in Vita Vea after the first drive of the game, which is very unfortunate. But at the beginning of the year, Mike Evans was kind of an afterthought for the most part, because I was throwing to Jalen McMillan most of the time. I got to get that ball away, and I can't get it away. It's a sack, and it's Shaq Thompson for Carolina. And the Panthers force a 3-and-out on Tampa Bay. This is not a good sign. This Panthers team feels way different than the one we played earlier in the season. They feel so different. This is like a whole different team. This is like a whole other team that we're playing right now. We'll have to hope that we can get an interception there. Turn me into the right guy, please. Why would it turn me into the guy that's behind the play and not having a chance to get the ball? Doesn't make any sense, does it? 2nd down and 10. At least he deflected it, didn't allow a catch. They're going to motion Mike Cox. He's going to get over there. Then they're just going to fake the handoff. His little read op, or not read option, RPO. And he's going to get to the 39-yard line, 3rd down and 5. Do I dial up a blitz? I think I might have to. Final play of the first quarter, this will end up being. They're going to motion another tight end. That might be Ian Thomas. I don't know if he's still on the team even. And, oh, good pick. Blitz pickup by, oh my God. Okay, thank you. I was going to say, that's a great pickup by Jonathan Brooks to pick up Lavonte David on the blitz. But if he would have been able to catch that pass, I would have been fuming. Because Bryce Young, there's no way he was able to get that ball off. But we do hold to a punt. The blitz forced Bryce Young to roll out of the pocket and get off his back foot and not be able to have accuracy. We will get the ball back, and we need to have a better drive, basically. Palmer will get maybe 2 yards, 3 yards on that. Okay, it seems like running the football is not going to be the move, which is unfortunate because that's our entire offense sometimes, is running the football. But passing the football might not be the move either if the Panther rush gets to us quicker than I would like. Get that to Mike Evans. He goes up for it but can't bring it down. This Panther defense is crazy right now. It feels impossible to move the football against them. I feel like I'm playing the Niners or something. Get that to Alec Pierce. He turns up the field. He gets a great block from Jalen McMillan and gets the 1st down and more. Good job from Pierce. We'll try to go back to the run game because that's our offense. The run game is our offense. And it has taken a little bit of a hit without Rachaad White, but we've still been able to move the football somewhat. And Bucky Irvin's going to get the edge. Bucky Irving up the field. Good job, Bucky. To the 50-yard line. Gets a nice carry there. We'll run opposite side of the field away from Derek Brown and Shaq Thompson and all those guys. Hand the ball off to Bucky. He squeezes through, gets skinny Bucky, and he gets up to the 44. Good job. I thought I was going to pinball and slow down my momentum, but I was able to get a couple extra yards out of it. That's nice. 2nd down and 4. The handoff. And they didn't commit to the run, and Bucky Irvin's able to get the 1st down. He just doesn't have the same burst as Rachaad White does. He just doesn't have that same burst. But the run game has been successful this drive. We're going to probably go underneath to Mike Evans. Maybe Chris Godwin. I don't know yet. They're going to bring a little bit of blitz. I will roll outside, and I will hit. Thank God he didn't intercept that. I'll hit Mike Evans, and Mike might have a chance for a 1st down and more. Touchdown, Mike Evans. I thank the baby Jesus that didn't get picked off because I literally did not see that guy in front. We're going to go to instant replay here, a little bit of film study. I don't know if he would have had a chance to intercept this. It was a bad throw, or not bad throw, but it was a little bit behind Mike. But he's able to turn up the field and get the touchdown. Good job from Baker. Let's go to the instant replay here. So I'm rolling out because I see the linebacker coming up to the blitz. So I roll out a little bit. I see Mike Evans coming across, and I realize, oh, I got to throw this. But I had no idea that this guy right here, 98, I had no idea he was even here. I don't even know who this is. Who is it? It is, oh, DJ Wanham. I had no wonder, because he's a defensive lineman. That's probably why I didn't pick it off. I had no idea he was even, I didn't even see him. So when I throw this football, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to get picked off. But it might not have been picked off, or maybe not even deflected by DJ Wanham, because it was behind Mike Evans. If it would have been like out here ahead of him, maybe he gets a hand on it. But because it went behind him, he didn't even react to it. Evans catches it, and he's got so much yards of separation between him and his corner that's covering him. He turns up the field, and the only guy that can make a play is the safety, and Evans just powers through on, is that Xavier Woods who's got him there? He makes the power play, lowers the shoulder, falls into the end zone, and the Bucs are on the board with a big-time touchdown. So that is a mistake by me that ended up working out and not coming back to bite me. So thank you, baby Jesus. Tied at 7. We were able to move the football a little bit more consistently there, which is nice, and hopefully that'll continue to happen. If we can cool down the Panther pass offense, then this team doesn't scare us. If they're not doing what they did on the first drive, then we are clearly the better team. But if they're doing what they did on that first drive, we're going to be in trouble. It's going to be a long day. Here comes Bryce Young back onto the field. All right. Maybe blitzing the linebackers is a better idea because that'll get Bryce on the move a little bit. Maybe he'll make more mistakes. I don't know. Because just relying solely on our defensive line to make the pass rush, it doesn't seem to be the idea, as Jonathan Brooks is still on his feet. He ends up losing 14 yards finally, but he kept pinballing around our linebackers. They're bouncing off of him. 2nd and 14. Let's dial up a blitz. Let's get Levante David and KJ Britt in the backfield. Rush and Bryce Young. And it'll be RPO. And Mo Allen Cox will get brought down. He gets those yards back that Jonathan Brooks lost. And it's 3rd down and 10. This has got to be a pass, so I'm not going to bring a blitz. I'm just going to rely on our 4-man rush. And it'll get to him. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka gets to Bryce Young, sacks him, and forces the punt. That is huge. I trusted the defensive line. I trusted the pass rush. And Tryon-Shoyinka gets to him. Wraps up Bryce Young. This will take us to the 2-minute warning. Whew, that was a little bit awesome, I will say. Little bit awesome. And I might as well try a little screen here to start off the drive. Could get crazy. You know how screens are so inconsistent in this football game. Get it out. It's going to work a little bit. It'll work good enough. This will be a really solid screen. Bucky Irving gets down to the 40-yard line. I'll take that. If the run isn't going to be as consistent as I need it to be, that type of run, which is just a pass, is going to work wonders. I'm going to go underneath. It's going to be Chris Godwin. Just slide down. Don't need to take any unnecessary hits, especially when we're getting hit with the injury bug pretty consistently. So we need to get Chris Godwin. And Chris Godwin already missed a few weeks. I think he missed a month of the season earlier. We'll go to him again here. He's going to be up the field, and Chris Godwin, beautifully done. 57 seconds. We have all of our timeouts. We run a little no huddle. That takes a lot of time off. I got to choose the right play. Baker was in a deep stance there. That was kind of crazy. To Mike Evans. He turns up the field. He's able to roll out of bounds. Late hit. No flag, though, and there's an injury timeout. That's good for us. Lowers the, even though I went out of bounds. Let's go with the slot stick. 35 seconds. We should be in field goal range for McLaughlin, but I want to get a touchdown. I want to go into the half because we get the ball to start the second half. So I want to go into the half, and that's interception. Okay, it's not an interception. It's going to be deflected. Why did I not see that linebacker drift back? I totally didn't see him until I already threw it. Thank God he just put his hand up and didn't try to pick it off. I got real terrified there that I made a crucial mistake. I'm going to go underneath. Irv Smith, he takes a big hit, but he stays on his feet. Irv Smith, good job. And I will use my first time out there. 3rd down and 6. What's a play that's going to get us a first down here? Maybe just double slants, possibly? And just try to roll, keep the ball with Baker and see if McMillan gets open, or maybe Mike Evans. McMillan is open. McMillan intercepted by the Carolina Panthers. It's Woods. How did that get picked off? How did that get picked off? Is it because it was thrown in the red? It is behind Jalen McMillan. He just steps in front of it and snags it. Oh, that's such a brutal mistake. That's such a brutal mistake. And now Panthers have a shot, as slim as it may be, they still have a shot to get into field goal range to take the lead before the half. That's so unbelievable. Brooks gets the ball, and it looks like they're just going to run the clock down, because if they're going to run it and not call a timeout instantly, yeah, they just take the clock down. So it goes into the half 7-7. I cannot believe that I got picked off there. It's unbelievable. Actually unbelievable. We get the ball still tied at 7. Come on, boys. That's not on Baker, I don't think. I don't think that's Baker's fault for that interception. It's just a little bit behind him, and it wasn't even like crazy behind him. Like, he didn't even really have to break stride. Xavier Woods just made a play on it. He stepped in front and swiped it. All right, well, we got to try to take this time down. I kind of want to just turn shoe clock on, take all the time off, and then win it in the 4th quarter. I don't think that's a good idea, though, because it could come back to bite me, so I'm just going to play it normally. Hand it off to Bucky. Bucky will run right into Shaq Thompson, but I couldn't get out to the edge because they had a guy there, so it was probably for the best that I ran right into Shaq. And we will go away from Derek Brown, try to squeeze our way on this right side of the line, and get this first down, and we will. He'll have a lot of room. Bucky Irving trying to run over somebody lower in the shoulder. He gets a nice little carry there. That was a lot of room. That was way more room than I was expecting to have. Hand it off to Bucky again. Bounce it outside. Lower the shoulder. Get a couple of yards. Not really working consistently. I'd love it if the run game worked a little bit more consistently, but when you have Bucky Irving who doesn't have that same kind of burst, it's not going to be the same type of offense. I am going to take off with Baker. There's just guaranteed yards here, so I might as well slow down and slide. Guaranteed yards that I can't give up. Got to take them. Baker's getting chippy with J.C. Horn. Okay. Chip. Hand it off to Bucky. Bucky will get up the middle and go down to the 23. Okay. 10 carries for 63 yards is respectable for the young rook. Dalvin Cook has not been in the game yet. It's been all Bucky Irving, even though we've been running him pretty decently. It has been all Bucky Irving, and now Bucky will fall forward to the 17. Good job, Bucky. Do we keep running it? Yeah, let's keep running it one more time. We go right at Derek Brown, see if he can make a stop. Actually, it's not going to be right at Derek Brown. It's going to be in the middle at the 13, 2nd, and 6. Now we call a passing play. But what type of passing play? Maybe a stick? Motion stick? Maybe we get it out to Bucky out of the backfield, possibly. Or McMillan. McMillan. Sideline. Jalen McMillan catches. Oh, he got both feet in. I wasn't sure if he was going to or not. All right, so he gets both feet in. And even without the chew clock on, we've taken a lot of time off this clock. And Bucky Irving airstrucking, because I thought I was going to get met earlier, gets the first down. I did not think I was going to get the first down after that. The way that play started, it didn't look like I was going to get a first down. We were able to, and now we're at the 4, and they want me to run the football again. I mean, they're looking, this line is very runnable. If we get the blocks we can get, Bucky gets picked up and dropped at the 4. If I would have fallen forward, that would have been a lot more reliable there, or a lot more ideal. Does that corner that's covering Mike Evans, do you think he follows McMillan? I'm going to go for it anyway. Interception. Okay, good. Woo! I shouldn't have went for that. I should have thrown it in the middle. That'll be incomplete. What do we got here? We got Baker up the middle. Yes, Baker up the middle. Touchdown. Baker Mayfield scores it. Good job, Baker. Oh, a little hip flexing, a little hula hoop. Okay, I can handle it, Baker. Move those hips. Your hips don't lie, baby. And the Buccaneers, taking most of the 3rd quarter away, pretty much all of it, really, have taken the lead back 14-7. It really should be at least 17-7, if not 21-7. I can't believe I threw that pick there. I cannot believe I threw that pick. But that's the kind of love-hate relationship I have. I throw picks every single game, most likely. And here comes Bryce Young, who, other than that first drive, we have really contained, which I'm very happy about, because I was very nervous after that first drive. Let's see if we can do it again. Keep it up. Keep up the contain. They're going to hand it off to Jonathan Brooks, but our run defense is right there. Shuts it down after a gain of 3. You're not going to be able to run on us. It's just not going to happen. We're too good at the run game to allow that to happen. You're going to have to beat us through the air, which is very, very doable. They're going to go back to the air. Tryon Shoyinka's on the ground. And it's a catch to Deontay Johnson. Joe Tryon Shoyinka fell down on his pass rush and couldn't get to Bryce Young. If he doesn't fall down there, I can wrap around the edge and maybe get some pressure. Quick little out to Adam Thielen, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. 2nd down and 7. We got 1 quarter remaining between us and the division win. We got to get it done. It's got to happen right here, right now. 1 quarter for our playoff lives. There's the snap from Bryce. He's going to throw it out of the flat. It's going to be a spin move. He stays on his feet. And he's out the 44-yard line. The spin move saved him there because I went cut stick, and it didn't really work because he spun around it. They will go with the handoff, and we will shut it down. That's what I'm talking about. Antoine Winfield gets in the backfield. 4th and 1. And obviously this is a go-for-it scenario because they are down by a touchdown in the 4th quarter, so it's obvious they're going to go for this. But what a play from Antoine Winfield there. Get him, sack him. Huge play! I think Elijah Cansey's the actual one to end it, but KJ Britt and among others were there to initiate the contact on Bryce Young, and then Elijah Cansey wraps him up. That is a huge turnover on downs, and I might now turn on the chew clock, even though it already accelerates pretty good. We might just get that chew clock on there to guarantee that we can take as much time off this clock as possible. Huge sack to turn over the Panthers there. Massive. Handed off to Bucky Irvin again. He gets the 1st down. Wrapped up by the legs. All right, Bucky, let's keep going. Let's take even more time off this clock and get out of here with a division title in year number 1. Oh, Bucky Irvin. See, Bucky Irvin just doesn't have the speed, man. He doesn't have that burst to get out of the line. If he does, he can get so many more yards on a play like that. 2nd and 7. But that's why we're utilizing him, so we can get that those upgrades. He can get the reps, get the upgrades. He's got 18 carries for 100 yards. Good for him. He's getting chippy with a defensive lineman for the Panthers. Oh, it's Anderson. Who Anderson? What Anderson is that? It wouldn't be Henry Anderson, would it? Maybe it's Troy Anderson? I'm not even sure who. No, he's on the defensive line. I don't know who that would be. The only Anderson I can think of that would be on the defensive line is Henry Anderson, but I don't even think he's in the league anymore. I guess it could be him. We could check, I guess. Do I care that much? Probably not. We've taken it all the way down to the 2-minute warning. They're going to start using their timeouts now on this play, I would assume. So all we got to do is get another 1st down here, and we'll be golden. And there is the first timeout called by the Carolina Panthers. And Bucky already got a 2nd and 3 on that one singular carry. So that's a huge start to this using these timeouts. And they got in the backfield immediately there. Oh, that's Shaq. Who's number? Oh, Jadeveon Clowney's number 7. I thought Shaq switched to number 7. No, he didn't. He's number 54. Jadeveon Clowney is who I've been calling Shaq Thompson this entire game. That's my bad. But Bucky gets the 1st down. He finds his way through, and that's going to be the ball game for your Carolina Panthers. They will fall to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was a pretty decent game. They had that one drive. Really, where they were a threat to us, where they scored immediately. And other than that, we really stepped it up. The defense turned it around, which I was a little bit scared by, the offensive production from the Panthers, but we were able to handle it pretty well. And Bucky Irving's doing a great job here. And now, with one more kneel, as Baker is inside his center for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. With one more kneel, we will take it down. Boom. And we will win this ball game 14-7. I don't care if it was ugly. I don't care if it's only a 14-7 game. It was in the rain. It was sloppy. And we win the football game. So, absolutely beautiful. Not even going to kick this field goal. It's a victory. And that, I think, has clinched the division. It should, in theory, with the math. If my math is mathin', it should have clinched the division for us right then and there. The Saints game shouldn't matter, except for maybe some positioning, seeding-wise, depending on what the Packers have done. But we will find out. Cody Mouch gets an upgrade point. That's awesome. And let's simulate one new injury. Who's the new injury? Oh, it's Vita Vea. No! Vita Vea 4 weeks with the broken ribs, so he will miss the start of the playoffs. Oh my God, why are we getting killed with injuries, man? we are getting just beaten down by the injuries to our best players. 11-5 versus 8-8, so the Saints lost. So that has clinched us the division. But the Packers also won, so we do not have the number 2 seed just yet. And the Cowboys won as well, so we wouldn't have even got the number 1 seed if we would have beat them. Oh, that's so tough, Vita Vea. Why did you have to break your ribs? You got so much padding on your body? How did you break your ribs, big dog? How did you break your ribs? I don't understand it. All right, Rachaad White somehow got an upgrade point even though he hasn't played for like 3 weeks. All right, so we take on the Saints, and this game will now matter because the Packers also won. So as it stands right now, we play the Seahawks in the wild card, and the Packers will play the Rams. So who do the Packers play this week? The Packers play the Bears, who are 5-11. So we take on the Saints. They take on the Bears. This is really the only matchup we care about because, I mean, the Eagles are 10-6, but they can't go any higher because the Cowboys already have the division, so they can't get another seed. They can only go the 5 seed, so they don't care. They don't matter. The Niners, I guess, matter because if both of us lose, if the Packers and the Bucs lose, and the Niners win, I guess in theory they could go to the 2 seed. That's possible. But it really is only down to us versus the Packers. So we have to scoreboard watch this game against, when we're playing the Saints, we have to scoreboard watch the Packer game and see if they lose. And we need to sign a D tackle because we don't have the right amount of players. So who is a free agent D tackle that we can sign? I hate that Vita Vea is injured. That's just the way things go, I guess. We can go for Adam Butler, Linval Joseph. Oh, God, this is not... There's not a lot of guys here, are there? What about practice squad guys? Can I steal any of those guys? Do I have a guy on the practice squad that's a D tackle? I don't. There's nobody here that I want either. What about practice squad eligible guys? Fidarian Mathis. Do I really want Fidarian Mathis? Probably not. Jonah Laulu? Jonah Laulu. He's got 74 speed. Who's the fastest guy in practice squad for teams? Eric Johnson the second. What about the strongest? Who got the best power moves? Micah Dew Treadway? Who the heck are you? Okay, this Jonah Laulu guy seems to be the most consistent. He's got 70 power moves, 70 finesse moves, 73 block shed, 79 tackling, 79 power. He seems to be pretty consistent. 84 strength, not too bad. His speed is okay. I think I'm going to steal Jonah Laulu from the Colts and sign him to our roster. We're going to steal him from the practice squad of the Colts and bring him to the team. Now we have to cut one player on our own squad, which shouldn't be too hard. We just go to all of the players, and we will cut Ernest Brown probably. I don't want to cut any defensive or offensive line depth, but we'll cut a defensive lineman. Ernest Brown gets cut. Okay, so we now have another D tackle, so let's go make sure he's actually playing at D tackle. Yeah, okay, Jonah Laulu is there. He might make an impact. You never know. He could make an impact. But this is going to be a tough matchup without having Vita Vea there. And he's going to miss a couple of games of the playoffs because he's now down to 4 weeks. So he's going to miss the wild card game. He's going to miss the division game. He's going to be done unless we make the Super Bowl. So he's done for the season unless we make the Super Bowl, basically. Because this is 4, wild card's 3, division is 2, NFC Championship is 1, and then Pro Bowl, he'd be back for the Pro Bowl, but obviously, if we're playing in the Super Bowl, it doesn't matter. So he's only going to be back for the Super Bowl. That's brutal, not having Vita Vea until the Super Bowl, and that's if we even make the Super Bowl. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But it is Saints versus Tampa Bay, and we are going to wear, you know what? Final game of the season, we're wearing the creamsicles. We are wearing the creamsicles against the Saints, and they are going to wear... I kind of like the helmet like that. It seems fine. Although I kind of like the current helmet with this. I think the current helmet looks a little bit better with this. I know that they have the black outlines, but I think I'm going to go with this style for the Saints. They're going to wear their color rush with the normal helmet that they wear. So here we go. Final game of the season, of Season 1. And we've already locked up the division, the NFC South, but this is basically to decide who's going to be the 2 seed and who's going to be the 3 seed. The final game of the regular season is now underway from Raymond James. Back-to-back home games to end the season is pretty nice, so I'm happy we have that. But this game doesn't matter for the division. It only matters for us versus the Packers. Who's going to get the 2 seed in the conference and who's going to get the 3 seed. That's what matters. How's Derek Carr been playing this year? Pretty solid. 26 touchdowns, 13 picks. That's a pretty solid year for Derek Carr. He's got some good weapons. He's got Chris Olave. He's got Alvin Kamara, Rashid Shaheed. He's got some good weapons. And we are going to be scoreboard watching that Packer game, as Kamara almost got it off the deflection of his own body. He wasn't paying attention the first time when the ball got to him, but he realized that it was there after it deflected off of him. That's kind of funny. And almost made the catch. Jaguars beat the Colts to end the year. Good for them. Kamara tried to make something happen. Panthers lose back-to-back games. They fall to 6-11. But the Falcons are god-awful, and they beat them. That's crazy. 31-24 Falcons beat the Panthers. That's probably bad for the Falcons fans because they probably wanted to be 3-11 or 3-13 or 3-14 it would be. Kalijah Kancey, big-time sack on Derek Carr, forces the punt. Falcons fans probably wanted to be 3-14 and then have an even better draft pick. But now the winning this game could hurt their draft positioning. That might be bad for them. That's a big-time sack by Kalijah Kancey, who's kind of had an okay year. We'll take a look at the stats at the end of this episode to wrap up the season. But Kalijah Kancey, I've said his name quite a few times this year. And here comes the offense. We know what Baker Mayfield's done this year. He did throw another pick in the last game. 3,100 yards, 24 touchdowns, 12 picks. That might be one of my best touchdown to interception ratios I've ever had on the channel. And not even just, like, for the channel. For me and personally, like, off camera as well. I always throw interceptions. So it doesn't matter if I'm playing on camera, if I'm playing by myself. I always throw interceptions. I forgot they had Chase Young. That's going to be a problem on that left side. But I always throw interceptions. So the fact that I've only thrown 12 or whatever that said, that's pretty awesome for me, as Irv Smith gets the catch there. Probably should have went Mike Evans. That probably would have been a better idea. So we'll run the same exact play and then go to Mike Evans this time. If he's open. I don't want to force it to him. He's open enough. Mike Evans turned up the field. First down, Mike. And he gets a couple extra yards. So Mike Evans pretty much is now guaranteed to have over 1,000 yards this year, which is awesome. Very, very awesome. And we're going to try to get back to the run game. Get back to the run game. Open it up, and the Saints' defensive line will not allow it. 2 carries for a single yard. This could be a tough running day. I want to go back to the games where we were dominating on the run. We were getting like 150 yards on the ground. That's what I want to go back to. Thank God that Kate Otten is now returned to the lineup because I can finally throw to him again. But it's only inevitable that he gets hurt again, so we'll keep an eye on that, see if he does actually get hurt again. But I'd like to be as healthy as possible going into the playoffs. I know we don't have Rashad White and we don't have Vita Vea. But if those are the only 2 injuries that we have, I guess that'll be acceptable. Chase Young's a monster. He's going to be a demon on that left side. I just know it. He is going to be a demon. I'm going to go underneath the Mike. That's a little bit of a bad throw, but he also stopped his route. He's able to keep it up, though, because only Mike Evans can do that. He's a god. Mike Evans is great. Happy that we have him on the team. He stopped his route because I think that is his route where he goes across and then stops in the middle. But it worked out that he was able to get extra yards out of it. Get up to the 12 with Bucky Irving, and then we'll go out to the outside. If we can stay away from Chase Young, we might be able to get some positive yards here. Marshawn Lattimore's motioning over there. And no, we're not going to get anything out of this, are we? Nope, we lost the yard on that. I knew the moment I snapped it, we weren't going to be able to get any yards out of that. All right, we'll go with the motion mesh trail and see if maybe Jalen McMillan can get open. 3rd and 8. We motion a man. It's Chris Godwin. He goes around. We hit Mike Evans. Mike Evans got hit in the back and drops it. I went aggressive catch there because I thought if he turned his back to him, he'd be able to hold on to it. He cannot. 4th and 8 from the 13. I think it's smart that we kick the field goal here. Just get some points on the board. McLaughlin will drill it. We probably could have went for that, but I don't know if I want to get too aggressive here. I'm trying to figure out how aggressive I want to be in this final game. And I don't think going for it on our first drive from the 13-yard line is the way to go. Considering how we stopped the Saints offense their first drive. If we continue to do that, then the points will make sense, taking the points. But if we let the Saints just walk all over us here, then I'm going to be a little bit more upset that we should have went for it. Kalijah Cansey makes a big impact there. Tackle for loss on Alvin Kamara. Good job, Kalijah. I'd really like to see Trayvon Walker get some pressure. He's kind of been non-existent this entire time we've brought him to the team, since we brought him to the team. He had an impact that first game that he was here. And then really, other than maybe one or two moments, he has been completely a ghost this entire time he's been here. But that's okay. Because we didn't give up that much to get him. We gave up a decent amount, but not that much to get him. Rashid Shaheed gets a nice catch, 3rd and 6. And do we bring a blitz here? That might get a little too aggressive. I'm not trying to be so aggressive against the Saints because I don't know how they're going to play. They're going to motion a tight end, Juwan Johnson. It's going to be a pass. Derek Carr's got a lot of room at the middle. He doesn't take it, and he gets knocked down. Tryon Shoyinka got to Derek Carr, and Derek Carr threw it, but it gets incomplete, and it's a punt again. So maybe now those 3 points don't seem as bad, especially if we can score a touchdown on this drive. Probably should have fair caught that because we're only going to get like a yard or two after the return. All right, let's keep going with the run game. And they don't have Chase Young in this play. That's nice. Maybe we can actually get some run on the left side or cut it back inside. Bucky Irving gets up to the 27. It's a tough day running the football, that is for sure. They are not letting us get away with anything on the ground. And that's our game plan, man. That's what we do. We run the football. That is the identity of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we're shut down. Is that Kalen Saunders? I don't know who that is, but he brought me down. Not ideal. 3rd down and 6. 3rd down and 6. Mike? Same route that he had earlier on the last drive. He gets the 1st down. Good job, Mike. And we go right back to the run game. Don't need to do anything too crazy with Baker. Just keep the run game the main focus if we can. And we'll go with maybe a high-low cross. You know, I love a high-low cross. I love a good high-low cross. And we're going to hit McMillan. Go back to the football. Thank God, Jalen. Thank God, Jalen McMillan. See, it's easier to do that in Madden than it is in College Football 25. If I would have thrown that in College Football, that's probably picked off. But because it's a little bit easier to come back to the football in Madden, like force your guy to come back to the football, it was able to work out. But I guarantee if I throw that in College Football 25, I get picked off. Probably 9 times out of 10. Huge play by Jalen McMillan, who I do love very, very much. I hope that I've done enough to give him star development. I don't know if I have. Baker Mayfield pushed down to the ground. Probably shouldn't have scrambled there. It seemed like the right idea in the moment, but probably shouldn't have scrambled there. I hope that I've done enough. We're already in the 2-minute warning. My God. I hope that I've done enough to give Jalen McMillan star development for next year. I don't know if I have, because I've kind of gone away from him the past like month or so of the season, maybe 2 months even. The beginning of the year, while Chris Godwin was hurt, the beginning of the year, McMillan was a monster. He was a beast, a stud. He won us a lot of those football games, and he got bumped on his route. And now I think I am going to get a little aggressive here. I'm going to go for this on 4th and 3. It's probably not the best idea, but I am going to go for this. And we're just going to throw that to McMillan. He's going to check it down. He's going to drop it. Okay. They played that pretty well, and they forced the turnover on downs. Okay, annoying, but it is what it is. Oh, that's wide open. It's Juwan Johnson who got that. Very wide open from Derek Carr there. Oh, it's another wide open player. Okay, the Saints receivers are starting to create some separation from our DBs. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. They motion Taysom Hill. Come on, get that. Oh, what a ball from Derek Carr. Our linebackers couldn't keep up with him, with Juwan Johnson, and the ball was put perfectly over the top of the defense. That's crazy. That was a great ball. Get to Carr. Force a bad throw. It's going to be caught. They have not even targeted Chris Olave yet, just saying. And just like that, we have given the Saints great momentum because I went for it on 4th down. I've been playing it super conservative this entire game so far, and the one time I get aggressive, it doesn't work. It's annoying. All right, little play action, and Tryon Shoyinka will get another sack. Joe Tryon Shoyinka. It's been a good episode for him today. Derek Carr just basically ran right into him. That's all that is. And Derek Carr's getting a little limpy. He's getting up a little gimpy, actually. Maybe Derek Carr's hurt. I'd love to play the backup quarterback. I don't even know who they have as backup quarterback. I guess I could play Taysom Hill, but... Oh, isn't it Spencer Rattler? I don't even know. There's Chris Olave, first target, and he gets out at the 12. 3rd down and goal. I'd love to make this 3-3 if we have the opportunity. They can't get a first down. They have to score or kick a field goal. That's basically all they have to do. Get to Derek Carr. Pressure him. Kalijah Cansey got there. Intercepted. I'd love that even more. Jamel Dean, and he stays in bounds. Jamel Dean. Down the sideline. Nobody's going to catch him. It's going to be a pick 6. House call. Jamel Dean to the house. What a turn of events. Derek Carr tried to go to the flat, and Jamel Dean undercut it. Stayed in bounds, and nobody's going to catch him. Ooh, he tried to go to Rashid Shaheed, which wouldn't have gotten a touchdown anyway. It would have just been a field goal opportunity. But instead, it's nothing, and it is an interception and a pick 6 for Jamel Dean. And that completely changes this entire game because we get the ball to start the second half, and now it's 10-0 with 33 seconds to go. Huge momentum shift. Massive momentum shift in this game because it was kind of looking like the Saints were going to take a 7-3 lead. That's kind of the way that it was going. Although, maybe you weren't going to think that after the sack by Tryon Shoyinka. But that gets them into really good field position already. That was a really good return. That's a massive momentum shift, though. What a way to turn this game around. But now we have to hold off for one more drive. Kalijah Cansey, another sack. This man is stepping up. He's showing out. He is dominating. Trayvon Walker was in there too, but it's mainly Tryon Shoyinka, or mainly Kalijah Cansey there. Huge play. This man is a beast right now the past month. He gets him by the leg. And let me see that little Selly. The camera didn't really follow you. Ooh, look at the Selly from the boys. Little team Selly. I'm here for it. I'm here for the team Selly. Let me get a little bit of background noise out of there. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Look at the celebration. We could even do this one, too. I like that one, too. All right, either one will work. Okay. Big sack, and that'll take us to the half. Perfect. What a way to end this half. You get a pick 6 to make it 10-0 when it looked like the Saints were going to score pretty much guaranteed, and then you get a sack to end the half. What a first half. That was crazy. And we get the ball. The momentum is fully on our side, and I'm here for it. I am absolutely here for it. Tyquan Thornton back to return to start the second half. He will get it, and he's playing without a contract extension, and Tyquan Thornton might have earned it right there. Oh, I was going to say, if he got the kick return, maybe. If he got the kick return, he might have earned his contract. But he doesn't, so he's not going to get one. 1st and 10 from the 42. Great way to start the second half, and Bucky Irving will take it up to the 36. And Chase Young injured, holding his shoulder on the play. That's not good for Chase Young. I love how this game makes no sense. Chase Young's hair is 2 different things when he's under a helmet and when he's not. It's it's like a totally different hairstyle when he's underneath the helmet and on the field than when he's not under the helmet. All right, we turn shoe clock on, and we are going to try to run this team into the dirt here. Bucky gets the first down. I might actually take Bucky Irving out here. I don't really want to risk an injury. So we are going to... Oh, he's playing fullback. I don't really want to risk an injury here. So I'm going to take Bucky Irving out, except for... Did I take him out of the other place? Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook. Okay, perfect. We're going to need all hands on Dick for the playoffs. So we need to basically have Bucky Irving healthy. So we're going to play Dalvin Cook for this last quarter or last half. And I might even take Baker out of the game if we score again. And Mike Evans might come out. Chris Godwin might come out. Basically, we might just sub in the entire entire backups to make sure that we don't suffer any unnecessary injuries in this game headed into the wild card next episode, because I cannot afford an injury to some of our better players when we've already had Rachaad White and Vita Vea go down. So if we are able to score again here, the backups will come in, and we will just try to ride it out with that. There's no way the Saints could come back, right? Right? From the 11, Dalvin Cook's doing a really good job here, as you would expect. Wear number 24. What did he wear in Minnesota? What was his number? Minnesota. Holding call coming back. We'll be backed up 10 yards, unfortunately. It is Cody Mauch, whatever his name is. 2nd and 15. Okay. 2nd and 15 is manageable. Especially when you've got big dog Mike Evans, who I'm going to send deep. But he's not open. I'm going to step up and run with Baker Mayfield. Baker's got a lot of room. Baker's got a touchdown. Baker Mayfield scrambling to the house for 6. Look at the Baker go. And he's filling everybody's cup. Let's go, baby. The scramble. I mean, the middle of the field just opened so drastically. I probably had a touchdown there with Chris Godwin, too, but Baker Mayfield gets an easy touchdown, shaking hands with Coach Juice, and that'll be the day done for pretty much the entire offense, or the entire starters, offense and defense. 17-0. The big dogs ride again, and we score. Is there mass subs? I know they put mass subs into college football, but it doesn't look like they put it into this. So we'll take them out. We'll have Alec Pierce be number 1, Trey Palmer number 2, Tyquan be number 3, and McMillan be number 4, probably. That's how we'll do that. Tight end, we need Irv Smith. We need Culp to get some play time. I probably should start the backup offensive lineman too, right? Do I have a backup left tackle? I don't have a backup left tackle. That's kind of crazy. Elijah Klein will get some play time. Basically, every backup gets in. I can't afford injuries, so I don't have tackle depth at all. My God. I didn't realize I didn't have any backup tackles. Cansey's had a great day today, but his day will be done as well. Who do I want to play on the defensive line, though? Probably Logan Hall up there. Oh, he can't because he's playing over here. So I have no depth at all. Where is my depth? I got no depth whatsoever. Gregory will come in, and then Yaya Diaby will come in on the defensive line. I got no defensive line depth at all. It's kind of crazy. Trayvon Walker will come out. Braswell will move over there. Actually, you know what? I'd like Trayvon to stay in. Trayvon will stay in. KJ Britt will get number 1 middle linebacker. Then Servokia Dennis. I don't know who that is, but he's getting some play time now. He's going to get some reps. Braswell will get over there as well, along with probably a little bit of Yaya Diaby too. And then the corners, Bryce Hall will be number 1. Izzian will be number 2. Zion will be number 3. All right. Oh, and probably should get Hayes in there, shouldn't we? Josh Hayes will get up there. Okay, perfect. Free safety, Antoine Winfield, Tyke Smith will get up there. And Merriweather will be the strong safety. Okay, perfect. So we substitute everybody out, offense and defense. We get a bunch of backups. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. And we just ride out this 17-0 victory. Randy Gregory bouncing off the tackles. There we go. Okay, perfect. So Derek Carr in the offense will come back onto the field, and we'll see how we do here. This is the first time I've used some of these guys, like Braswell. I've used Braswell before. But Lalu, the guy we just picked up off the practice squad, already making an impact. Do you see how quickly he got past that guard there? Yaya Diaby forces the tackle for loss on Alvin Kamara. And let's use Trayvon Walker here because I wanted to keep him getting some reps. Got to keep getting Trayvon some reps. Oh, bring that down, Zion. Good job, Zion McCollum. Good tackle. 3rd and 11. 3rd down and 11. Might as well utilize Kalijah Cansey while we have him. See if we can get some pressure. Kalijah Cansey there. Interception. It's going to be Levante David with the user pick. Easy reads. Bengal YouTube. Cat in the hat. Levante David intercepted it with ease. Another interception. Actually, the first one maybe. No, the second because we picked 6 before the half. So the second interception of the day. And now John Wolford will come in. Because we have no backup quarterback other than John Wolford. And Dalvin Cook may be acting like prime 2017 Dalvin Cook right there. That was a pretty good carry. That was a pretty solid carry. Do I want to throw the football with John Wolford? Maybe once just to test it out. See what we got with him. But look at Dalvin Cook go. Churning those legs. Take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. We got 1 quarter left. Up 17-0 on the Saints. Looks like we're going to finish with a 12-win season in season number 1. I'd say that's pretty awesome. And considering this is supposed to be a rebuild, I'd say we're off to a really good start. Look at John Wolford flexing on the haters. He hasn't done anything. All he's done is snap it and hand it off to Dalvin Cook. That's all he's done. But hey, if you want to flex a little bit on the Saints, I don't care. It's a rival. Good job, Dalvin. And you know what? We might toss out a little bit of a pass here. They're not going to see it, are they? Because we got John Wolford. Why would they see it? I kind of want to go play action. So we're going to go motion play action. They're never going to see this coming. John Wolford's going to toss a dime. I'm calling it right now. First pass of the season for John Wolford. Play action. They thought I was going to go with the rule. They thought I was going to go with the running game, and I got hit. They weren't fooled. Let's just say that. They were not fooled. We'll go to the white trail. Now John Wolford's going to... That was a tester. He's going to throw a dime right here to Trey Palmer, and Palmer's going to get up to the 2. 1 for 2 for Wolford's not too bad. We'll hand this off to Dalvin Cook, and hopefully he'll be able to punch it in and basically ice this game. Even though the game is already iced, you see that change of direction right there from Dalvin Cook? That's the dog that he's got in him. He's got some dog in him. Scores the touchdown, 24-0. Why couldn't we have done this against the Panthers? The Panthers game was way more intense, and they were the worst team out of the 2. They just lost to the freaking Falcons, who are god-awful. So I don't know why we are doing this to the Saints and not to the Panthers, but whatever. As long as we're doing it, I guess it doesn't really matter who it's against. And we will finish the season with 12 wins. Hopefully the number 2 seed. I've been scoreboard watching, but I haven't been able to find the Packer game. They might not have played yet. Maybe we're playing a little bit earlier than them. We just need that Packer team to lose. If they can lose the game, we will be the number 2 seed, and that'll be beautiful. I was going to say, there's no way you got both feet down. I would love to be the number 2 seed. The number 3 seed's not bad, but I would love to be the 2 seed. Love, love, love. Interception. Oh, it's not. Christian Izzy was behind him. Too far. That looked like an easy interception. You got to play tighter, Izzy. Got to play tighter. Let's user Tryon Shoyinka. They're going to motion a player. Get some pass rush on Derek Carr. He's going to roll, then fire. Then Britt is going to get lost in the sauce, and Juwan Johnson's going to have himself a first down. I tried to go for the pick, but I realized I was behind him, and I never had a shot at the pick, so I shouldn't have even went for it. My bad. That's okay. He got probably some unnecessary yards he shouldn't have had. Oh, to the flat, to Juwan Johnson again. Good tackle. That's a good group tackle right there. 105 through the air and 2 interceptions for Derek Carr is not a good way to end your season, that's for sure. He definitely wants to get 1 touchdown to make the stat line not look as bad. But this has been a pretty systematical beatdown of the Saints here. Oh, it's a big hit, but it's kind of like negated because he got bumped right, or he got hit right into another player. So the full impact of the big hit doesn't get absorbed, or doesn't get hit as bad, which is kind of annoying. From the 7, I'm going to dial up a blitz here. I'm going to get a little aggressive. We're up 24-0. If they score a touchdown, it's not the end of the world. and it's a scored touchdown. It's not the end of the world. It's Rashid Shaheed touchdown. It was pretty much inevitable they were going to score a touchdown the way they were playing that drive. That's okay. Not too big of a deal because we're going to get the ball and we can end this game with our drive. Look at Randy Gregory play. Stops the 2-point conversion, and they're going to go onside kick pretty obviously. Even though they know they have no shot at this. You're down 24-6 with 2 minutes to go. You think you're going to get, if you get this, it's going to matter. McMillan will go down, even though he didn't get touched. I don't know why the whistle blew. He never got touched. It's not college football. You don't just go down and immediately you're down. Dalvin Cook. And they're not going to use timeouts, crucially. That's interesting. So you go for the onside kick, but you're not going to call timeouts. Seems a little odd. Dalvin Cook falls forward. Look at Dalvin Cook go. 11 carries for 51 yards. He's done his part today. That is for sure. And if we get this first down, it is ball game. It's already ball game, but it is guaranteed ball game in which we can like kneel it. We do some motion. John Wolford has to roll a little bit. He finds McMillan, who catches that, which I think is pretty crazy. He doesn't get the first down, unfortunately, but he does catch it. And I'm not even going to snap this. I know we could snap it and try to get the first down. We don't have to. And we are going to end the season with the 12th victory. Big episode. But now, the moment of truth will happen. Are we going to be the number 2 seed in the NFC side of the bracket or the number 1 seed? It all comes down to what the Packers did against the Bears. The Bears were 5-11. So, in theory, you'd think that the Packers would easily win that game. But you never know. It's a rivalry game. You throw the records out. You never know what's going to happen. Who will be the number 2 seed? Who will be the number 1 seed? We will simulate to the wild card week, and we will find out exactly who is seated where. Some big upgrades for the boys. All right, here we go. Ooh, new ability unlocked for Tristan Wirfs. That's awesome. Here we go. What seed will we be for next episode? 2 or 3? I'm assuming it's the 3 seed. We take on the Philadelphia Eagles. That's not a good sign. And we end up as the 3 seed. The Packers do hold on for the victory against the Bears, and they will be the number 2 seed. We get the 3 seed. But our one of our 5 losses is against this Philadelphia Eagles team who completely and utterly destroyed us in the first, I think it was our first loss of the year, actually. Let's go to the schedule and take a look. If we go to our schedule here, that's preseason. All right, so we lost the first game of the year against the Commanders. Then we beat the Lions in improbable fashion. Then we lose to the Broncos, which is annoying. But then we lose to the Eagles as well. We started 1-3. I didn't realize that. Then we went on a big win streak. Eagles beat us 36-29. I don't like the fact that we have to play the Eagles here. This is kind of scary. The Eagles beat us pretty well. Oops, I didn't mean to sort that. Let me go back to week 1 there. There we go. The Eagles beat us pretty well. Jalen Hurts threw 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Baker had 2 and 1. Rushing-wise, we didn't really get beat by Saquon that bad. 12 for 51. A.J. Brown did okay. Goddard did okay. I think it was just the defense that wouldn't allow us to run the football, I think is really what it boiled down to. Jordan Davis and Josh Sweat got sacks on Baker. Drew Sanders was the one who picked us off. That's weird. I didn't know Drew Sanders was here, but it was... I remember it being very frustrating to run the football, and that's when we had Rachaad White. So who knows what it's going to be like when we have Bucky Irving back there now. But let's wrap up this episode with a season roundup of stats, and then we will go to the playoffs or get ready for the playoffs. So Baker Mayfield, in his season here in Tampa Bay, he had 3,200 yards through the air, 24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. I'd say that is very good for me. Considering I did every single one of these passes, all 344 of these attempts, that is a really good touchdown-interception ratio for me. Usually it's 24 touchdowns to like 27 interceptions or something crazy like that. But I was able to control what I wanted to do with Baker, and I was able to keep the interceptions decently low for me. Also with a 72% completion percentage, that's very good as well for me. Running, obviously we know what Rachaad White did. He could have even had probably 1,500 yards in total if he would have stayed healthy. 16 touchdowns. He really had a good case for Offensive Player of the Year. It was taken away from him. Bucky Irving came in the last month of the season, did fairly well. 311 and 2 touchdowns. Baker had a good year on the ground, 7 touchdowns. Dalvin Cook got that last one, or got one in the game against the Saints. Okay, very good season on the ground for the guys. And we do get our 1,000-yard receiver in Mike Evans. 69 catches, nice. 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. Jalen McMillan got 700 yards even. You know how hard it is to get 700 yards even? He had 4 touchdown catches. Chris Godwin had some good yards. Alec Pierce had some good yards. A lot of this is when he was on Indianapolis, obviously. Rachaad White had some good yards through the air. Okay, love to see it. Really, it's these 3 guys that we were throwing to the most. Those are the 3 guys we're throwing to the most. Pretty obviously. How did the offensive line do? So, Cody Mauch allowed the most sacks with only 4. That's not crazy. 2. Oh, the rookie only allowed 1. That's huge. Tristan Wirfs allowed 1, and then Hainsey allowed 1, but he was playing when Barton got hurt. Okay. Some good offensive line to play from the guys, and they're not that highly rated, so that's pretty interesting. 72 tackles from Levante David, 50 for Winfield. Okay, tackle for loss leader is also Levante David, coming in from blitzing him a lot. Tryon Shoyinka had 10. Kalijah Cansey had 9. He had a big end of the season, that's for sure. Tryon Shoyinka, out of everybody, Tryon Shoyinka leads the team in sacks, which is not what I would have expected coming into the year. But he has 8. Kalijah Cansey comes up with 6.5. Trayvon Walker has 6. Vita Vea has 4.5. David has 2. So does KJ Britt, Logan Hall, Chris Braswell. Winfield had the 1 against was it against Bryce Young and the Panthers just this episode. Levante David finishes with 5 interceptions. Jamel Dean has 4. So does Tyke Smith and J.C. Jackson. You know what? The way J.C. Jackson was playing earlier in the year, I thought he was going to have 10 interceptions. But they really stopped throwing to him. Bryce Hall had 3. KJ Britt, Winfield, Jordan Whitehead, and Christian Izzy all had 1. How many pick sixes did we get? So deflections, Bryce Hall had the most deflections. Forced fumbles, we forced a lot of fumbles. I don't think we picked up that many. No, we only picked up 2. That's kind of crazy. We had 4 defensive touchdowns. Levante David, Bryce Hall, Jamel Dean, and Tyke Smith. I'm assuming all these are pick sixes, but one of them could be a fumble recovery for a touchdown, I guess. But I doubt that. I think it's all pick sixes. Certainly we know Jamel Dean's is, because it just happened. Some good numbers from the defense. Kicking-wise, I was 9 for 10 with Chase McLaughlin. I kicked a 49-yarder as my longest. 51 for 51 for extra points. Beautiful. Love to be perfect from extra points. Punting, Jake Camarda had 6 punts throughout the year. Didn't really punt too much, did we? And then kick returning, Trey Palmer had 667. No touchdowns kick returning this year. It's all right. And then Trey Palmer had a couple punt returns. Okay. So that is our regular season stats for year number uno. Our total offense was not very good. We were 25th in the league in offense. That's okay. I mean, as long as we made the playoffs, I guess it doesn't matter. Our defense, were we the number 1 defense? We might have been the number 1 defense in the league this year. We only allowed 302 points this year. We had 31 sacks, 2 fumbles, 24 picks. We might have been the number 1 defense in the league this year. That's pretty awesome. Conversion rates, we were right up here. We attempted 30 fourth downs and only got 18 of them. We attempted 122 third downs and only got 65 of them. And we attempted 2 points and only got 1 of them. Red zone efficiency. We're not very high in red zone efficiency. That's not very good. Where are we at? Oh, did I pass us? Wait, where are the Buccaneers at? Am I blind? I don't see the Buccaneers on here. Hold on. Eagles, 49ers, Panthers, Chiefs, Bills, Dolphins, Cardinals, Commanders, Chargers, Cowboys, Jets, Saints, Steelers, Ravens, Bears, Bengals, Lions, Seahawks, Jaguars, Raiders, Vikings, Colts, Falcons, Packers, Browns, Giants, Texans, Titans, Rams, Broncos, Patriots. Buccaneers aren't even on here. Where are we at? Oh, here we are. We're the final team on here. We don't even have any stats. What? It says we're 6th in the league standing. I don't know what that means, but I can't see my red zone efficiency, apparently. We had 8 penalties for 76 yards, which is not very, very many. I thought we'd have a lot more than that. Turnovers, we had a turnover differential of 10. We gave 17 turnovers away. Obviously, a lot of them are interceptions. 12 of them, in fact, are interceptions, as you can see by this. We had 27 takeaways. 24 interceptions on our side, 2 fumble recoveries. Okay. The fact that we are possibly the best defense in the NFL this year is kind of crazy. Let's see when it rolls over. Yeah. Defensive yards, we are first in the NFL in defense. I'd say that's pretty awesome. I'd say that's pretty darn successful of a first season here in the rebuild. And that is going to be the episode. Next episode will be the wild card game against the Eagles. It's probably only going to be that episode because I can't guarantee we're going to have a doubleheader because I don't know if we're going to beat the Eagles. So it's probably only going to be the wild card game. We'll probably do game by game in the playoffs, one game at a time. It's going to be pretty tough. To face the Eagles in the first round is not fun, but it's what we have matched up. So next episode is going to be pretty massive. Playoff football. We're not going to have Rachaad White. We're not going to have Vita Vea, but we should be able to get the job done regardless, unless the Eagles come out and absolutely destroy us, which is very likely. But luckily, it's a home game for us. We don't have to travel to Philadelphia. We don't have to deal with anything like that. We have home field advantage. We should be able to get it done. But then again, it is Madden, and it's the Eagles. Who knows what's going to happen? So stick around. If you enjoyed this episode, leave it a like. I can't wait for the playoffs to start. I would really like to move on because then it would really solidify that winning all these games was actually worth it. And if we were to lose in the playoffs after winning 12 games and losing the first round of the playoffs, then why do we even win all these games in the first place? Because that we just hurt our draft stock after it all. Like anyway, so we really need to win this game against the Eagles, or it's going to be a very, very disappointing and depressing offseason. That's for sure. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. If you enjoyed, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.